Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Kim. This is Channel Messages. It is Sunday. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you're ready for the week ahead. I hope you're taking care of yourselves. I hope you did something you enjoyed that was relaxing this weekend. I'm doing all right. What was I gonna say? I always never I never prepare what I want to say. Like I know what I want to talk about, but for some reason it's like I get tongue-tied. And I hit y'all with the ums, but you know, what can I do? Not say I guess. But anyway, it's Sunday. We're getting close to the holidays. What the heck was that? Oh, someone dropped something. We're getting close to the holidays. This month has been an interesting month so far. A lot going on. A lot going on in the news. A lot going on in our country. Today, I want to talk about the year ahead, actually. I want to make like maybe a series of it. Explore different aspects, not only just politics, but spiritually, energetically. Explore what we're walking into for the upcoming year. And I want to kick it off today with channel messages because I feel guided to do so. So today I want to talk about a few people. I want to talk about Marjorie Taylor Greene. I used to call her Majorie for the longest time. I want to talk about her and what her outcome is and what I see in her energy. I never really talk about her too much. But it's very interesting where she finds herself today, considering all of the things that she has done in the past. Pretty terrible things. But I want to talk about her. I want to talk about Kamala today. I want to talk about Kamala and wherever the energy takes me, but those are two people that popped into my mind in terms of the new year. I don't know why exactly Marjorie is on my mind, but I just feel like talking about her because she's a great example of what in the stages of change. She's not changed, but in terms of like what you see happening to people karmically and energetically. So I want to talk about that because I think she is a perfect example of a MAGA person who is what is going on here with this person is that there's like personality stuff and like her own political agenda all intertwined, human stuff, psychological stuff, and like her political, But anyway, it's very interesting to me to talk about this, far more interesting than, anyway, but yeah, that's who I want to talk about and just sort of kick it off, as maybe a series. Let me guys know if you want that. We have a month and a half left in the year, which is absurd. This year has been really hard, honestly kind of terrible in different ways, but I want to explore that starting today. Okay, so everything I say here is for entertainment purposes only. Everything I say here is for informational purposes only. Everything I say here is alleged, even in the comments, okay? Let me take a sip of tea. Okay, so I'm not just going to jump in. I'm not going to jump in because I want to, you guys, I like to talk with you guys, chat it up before I get into the energy. I did a little bit of meditation before I press record, just to connect with my guides and open myself up and things like that. But I want to chat, and I want to kind of like kiki, laugh a little bit. Not be mean, but I have a few ideas so let's start with MTG. Okay. So first of all, I have my robe on also, in case you're wondering what this blue thing is. So I got it for Christmas. Also, my sister gave it to me. Everyone knows that I love robes. They're just cozy. Nothing like a good robe. But anyway, so MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I've been calling her Majorie since her conception in the political world. Majorie, that was her name that I was calling her. Anyway, but Marjorie. So first things first, okay? There's a lot of things happening. The reason why, okay, all right, so let me just, let me calm down a little bit. But okay, so here's what's happening. Number one, she got iced out, all right? And there's a number of reasons why, and I'm going to give you those reasons why she got iced out, okay? So number one, she got iced out because, well, first of all, she's upset, okay, because she got iced out. All of the things she did, all of the bootlicking and the brown nosing and the treating DT like he was some like messiah, all that stuff. They were like BFFs, but whatever. But anyway, so she got iced out. She was not allowed to run for the Senate. That upset her. She's not in the administration. That upset her, right? So those are the things that upset her initially, right? So, and okay, that's separate. But these are the reasons why she's upset. I can see it in her energy, because she was iced out and she didn't get to join the Cool Kids Club, or the Purge Club, as I like to call them. If you've watched the movies, the Purge movies, then you'll know what I'm talking about and how they look. Looks exactly like everyone in the administration and in MAGA. But anyway, so this is the reason why she's like hooping and hollering and upset and talking about, feed Americans. And also she's trying to rebrand herself because her seat is coming up and she's going to lose it. Probably. I'll see. I'm not sure. I have to explore that. We'll see. Okay. So that's the reason she's truly upset. She's worth $25 million. She has harassed people, has tried to ruin their lives, has what's the word? Has supported propaganda and crazy conspiracy theories and just ridiculous. She was ridiculous. He voted for the bill to anyway, but she is now trying to switch it up and say like release the files, and she hasn't mentioned DT's name and all that stuff, but now she is, because now the girls are fighting. He's fighting with her, calling her a traitor, and that's just what he does. Okay, whoop-de-whoop-de-woo, we're not friends anymore. You're ugly and I don't like you. Okay, so talking about ugly, right? So let's look at the evidence. Why did they ice her out? Why didn't Donald Trump prop her up? She did all the things that she was supposed to. Okay? She loved on him like no other. That's what she did. She loved on that man and propped him up and prostrated herself and looked at him with hearts and stars in her eyes and glazed him up like no one has ever been glazed. Okay? and said, you are the bee's knees, President Trump. Okay? And you pushed the conspiracy theories of the election interference and, all those things that she did, right? But he didn't prop her up like he did a Pam Bondi. Like he did, I can't even think of the other people, Laura Loomer. Like he did, what's her name? The one that's trying to be the attorney general. That was his lawyer. I can't remember her name, but we all see how these women in MAGA look. How the women that he props up, how they all look. Okay? What their physical appearance looks like. How some of them look like identical people. You have the surgery, all those things. Like, they have the look. They got that look. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The full lips, the hair, the pulled back face, the eyebrows, heavy make, all those things, okay? You see how they look. Marjorie Taylor Greene does not look like that. Okay? Does she look like that? The answer is no. So he's not going to prop her up. He's not going to uplift her because her eyes are too close to her nose. And she doesn't look like the MAGA gals, the MAGA girlies, okay? She can't sit with them. She has the money. She has the attitude, but not the look. She has a name, okay? But she's a woman and she doesn't have the look of any of those other women. Okay, so that's the reason why she was iced out. That's the reason why Donald Trump didn't glaze her back as hard as she glazed him and propped him up and looking the way he looked. I know she mad about that. She's spiteful as heck. Okay, so I know she's mad. Oh, you're not going to let me run for Senate? You're not going to let me, but you're going to put all these people in your administration and you're not going to put me, Marjorie Taylor Greene, the super glazer? If y'all don't know what glaze means, like a glazed donut's like you just shining them up, making them look good. Okay, so that's why. This is not, this being iced out is not new. Not because she started hooping and hollering and speaking out loud. Those things didn't happen because he didn't say what he said on Truth Social because she started hooping and hollering. He didn't like her because she don't got the look. Okay? Look at her thin lips. Listen, I'm just saying. Had she had the look, she would be in his administration. And if she was in his administration, she would not be talking about any of the things that she's talking about now because she would be safe. She is unsafe. Now, okay, personality-wise, Marjorie Taylor Greene isn't a punk. She's a woman scorned. She's not going to shut her mouth. Personality-wise, she's not afraid. Energetically, I don't see fear in her regarding Donald Trump. I see her going to battle. See, Marjorie Taylor Greene has audacity. She has the audacity, the caucasity. She has it all. So you're not going to shut her up. You're not going to push her to the brink. You're not going to do that with that kind of person. The thing that Marjorie Taylor Greene did wrong is that not a lot of people like her. Not a lot of her colleagues like her. So she is going to have an uphill battle. I don't feel sorry for her. She'll be fine. She needs to lose her seat. I hope she loses her seat to a Democrat because it's what she deserves. All that glazing you did, and you not in the cool kids club, the purge club, because of the way you look, and that's the only reason why. That's it. There's no other reason. Because she did the same stuff everybody else, every other MAGA girlie did, and I know it, and she knows it. Her eyes are a little too close. She's too aggressive. She don't got that body that they have, the face. They all go to the same doctor. Okay, so that's what's going on with her. That's why she is where she is. And that's the truth. Okay? So anyway, that's what I just wanted to that's what I wanted to key about and give my perspective and what I see in the energy. But well, we're going to explore how this is going to unfold. This seems significant in the energy. This woman, Marjorie Taylor Greene, who won't just go away. You're not going to, they have a problem on their hands. They have a problem on their hands. Anyway, the Epstein stuff. I did an upload, if you guys didn't watch it, a real quick chat I did yesterday. That I just wanted to express my thoughts and changes and, what has been going on. Go check that out if you haven't. But, the Epstein stuff. There's lots of rumors and lots of things in terms of like what's going to happen to Donald, and something I keep reading stuff like, oh, he's gonna resign. The rumors are, they're gonna get him out. This is the end of him. And I said, I laughed. And I said, I always remember. Now, you guys, okay, let me put a pin in what I'm about to say. You guys, if you've been with me, if you've watched all my videos, if you remember the things that I've said, one thing about Donald Trump's energy and his personality, he does not have any self-awareness. He does not care. Like the way he doesn't care about what can happen to him, the way he doesn't care about consequences, that's not in his vocabulary. And it's not like he would do anything to avoid consequences. People around him would do things to help him avoid consequences while he just sits there. He doesn't care. Because you know why? I remember when he was being sued and he was being cross-examined in the courtroom and how he was acting. Overspeaking the lawyer, just talking and saying that this is a witch hunt and ignoring the judge, banging the gavel and telling him to stop and getting yelled at and still arguing. Alina Habba, that's the lawyer's name. Y'all see how she looked? She says she'd rather be pretty than smart. Okay? That's why Marjorie is where she is. Anyway, child, back to what I'm talking about. He don't give a crap. He don't care. He don't care. And so I talked a lot yesterday about the systems are crashing. Like, if you could imagine a system crashing, it's like everything says red alert and it's time to abandon ship, you know. But what I'm saying about this situation, and when I read that, you know, oh, he's going to resign, or he would never, he would not do it. I have been in this man's energy. I have been in his, anyway. He does not have the capacity to see a situation and be like, I should get the hell out of here. Because he knows no one's going to show up with handcuffs. Now, I remember the vision I saw of him sitting in front of Congress with a bunch of mics in front of him being questioned. He doesn't have self-awareness enough to be like, this looks bad. There aren't enough courageous people around him to say, Mr. President, you should probably resign. You should probably. They would never dare say that to him. That's why they be hooping and hollering and have been saying crazy stuff. Egregious, absurd. They just don't have, they have lost their humanity. Or they never had it, I don't know. But, I mean, everyone is a human, but they have lost their humanity for this man. And it is his essence that causes people to, it causes some sort of hysteria in their mind where they too are now not in reality, but they don't understand that he is not on the same tier as you. He is above consequence because he doesn't care. You can't blackmail Donald Trump. You can't do that. People believe that people have things against him, and I'm well sure that is true. But he just doesn't care. Because you can't control someone like that. The type of narcissist that he is, you can't. I wish y'all really, really come down to it and like hear what I'm saying and what I see in this man's. If he decides to up and leave, he would still claim to be the president, and they would go along with it. But as I've been saying, I've been like, who's leaking? Of course, the state is leaking things, but the text messages of Donald Trump and all these messages. Who's doing that? All these text messages and everything that has been leaked. Who is the culprit? I want to explore that. There's someone, and I remember, if y'all remember, well, I think during the channel message that I was saying, there's someone a long time ago. I said there's someone in his circle that is exposing things, and they can't quite figure out. No one knows what's happening. Whew. Ciao. Anyway, let's get started. Let us get started, okay? All right. I've been speaking 24 minutes, okay? I hope that was a key for y'all. All right? All right, so 24 minutes. let's start with Marjorie. I'm going to close my eyes. And so we're going to start off with some people and then end with, on a positive note and look at what is coming, what was the energy of next year. And maybe I'll make this a series. And I hope I could be consistent with it. Because I've been busy. So, okay. Let's connect. Okay, Edgar, I'll connect. And, Marjorie Taylor Greene. So, what I'm more interested in two things. What will she do? Because I feel in her energy, you can't, she's a, she is like, what's the word? I just heard she's cooked, but that wasn't Edgar. But she seems like a outlier. Like, not an outlier is not the right word. Unpredictable. That's what she seems like. Like an someone who she's not going to go quietly. She's not just going to lie down. What will she do? She's going to have a hard time, I'm hearing. She's going to fight, yeah. She's very vengeful. Let me pull some cards. Edgar's saying to me, she is a vengeful person. She doesn't have deep, dark secrets, but she knows some things that could jam some people up. Like, she's not a pushover. She's a Karen, y'all. I can't. She has a file on people, her own people. It says, I keep hearing, in case of an emergency. I don't know if she has anything on Donald Trump. I don't think so. But does she have anything? No, she doesn't. She has the power of persuasion. She has the power of persuasion, I just heard. What will happen? I feel like she'll lose her seat. What's that? Alright, let me pull some cards real quick. She may lose her seat. Good for her. Is what she deserves. But I keep hearing, I don't know why Matt Gaetz is popping into my head. my mind keeps showing me and going back to something I saw while Biden was still president. And she was always sitting next to him, or for some reason he keeps popping up, Matt Gaetz, but she's petty and vengeful, and she has a file on people, on things they have done. Like, she's going to, I keep hearing she's going to have nothing left, but she has nothing to lose. Like, she's not going to go away. Even if she loses her seat, she's going to let them choppers fly. Look, 6 of Wands. Fell out. She will not go quietly. 2 of Wands. Listen, plotting and planning. She, Marjorie, aka Majorie, is someone who, also, guys, these messages are coming from Edgar, and I think from B as well, because he doesn't speak that way. But she's not someone who you could walk all over. That's why Donald Trump attacks her, because she is a strong woman. She doesn't fall in line like the other MAGA girlies. And she knows that, and he knows that. It's more than her hooping and hollering and saying things, against what he has done. It is more than that. It is because of her personality, and she's a low-key threat. Anyone that he true socials about, they're a threat to him. And she knows that. I'm just waiting for her to let that chopper fly, child. King of Wands. 3 Wands. Listen, what did I say about her? 4 of Swords. She's thinking about what she wants to do. Deep contemplation. Taking a new approach to her problems. The 4 of Swords. I'm more interested in the people that she will go after, that is around her colleagues. They won't protect her. This is going to be interesting. You see these cards? This is not someone who... Listen, I'm not keeping for her. But I'm saying, when you have the loudest, most obnoxious person, and you turn on them, the ultimate Karen, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Ooh, Marjorie. You have the Page of Wands on the bottom. You have the Page of Cups. 5 of Cups. That's the loss. 10 of Pentacles. The loss of her legacy, perhaps for the long term. 9 of Pentacles. But she's not going away quietly. 7 of Swords. What will she do? Can y'all tell me? What will Marjorie do? She's going to, oh man, there's a few possibilities, okay? She has options. Show me her options. She has options here that she's contemplating on, okay? She can, that would be so crazy. She could really sabotage. She could begin to sabotage the Republicans' vote. Okay, would she do that? I don't quite know. It feels like energetically currently that she's not quite sure what she, she's not surprised that Donald, she hasn't mentioned him, but she's not surprised that Donald Trump truth socialed her. She's pissed. The Magician. Listen, they have a problem on their hands. Her name is Marjorie Taylor Greene. What will she do? The Magician? The Emperor? Are you kidding me? Knight of Cups. The Sun, y'all. They have a problem. They have a problem on their hands. How do you think she has kept where she is for so long? How do you think she has made and garnered so much money? Not just off of glazing Donald Trump. The Magician. First of all, the Six of Wands is the first card that came out. She's plotting, planning, thinking. Okay, but down in terms of what will she do, you have the Magician is a card of power. The Magician is a card of manifestation. It's a card of strength, intelligence, wisdom, okay, manipulation, craftiness, know-how. You have everything you need to get what you want. You have the Emperor. This is why he attacked her. She ain't no fluke. And I'm not caping for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not clapping for her success. Okay? But listen, if they need an enemy within, then it needs to be her. Because she is a big dog. She is. I'm talking energetically. I'm not speaking like, she's, whoop-de-woo, all-powerful, sort of. But this situation, I'm about to use my therapy, my clinical, and mix it in with my spiritual. This situation is a reminder of many other situations that Marjorie Taylor Greene has found herself in. Wanting to be a part of the cool kids club, but because her eyes are a little bit too close to her nose, because she comes on too strong, and listen. She's dealing with a New York pervert who has no spirit and no self-awareness, is a complete narcissist, and might be a sociopath. And so the glazing didn't work and doesn't work anymore because she's too strong for the likes of him. So he's going to trash her because she's a threat, because he tells on himself all the time. She has power and authority. And the Magician, the question was, what will she do? You have the Knight of Cups. Okay? She's so obnoxious. But the Knight of Cups is about getting people on your side. It's about using some sort of charm that she may have in her energy to get people to look at her, to listen, to support. And the Sun. She may lose her seat. Yes. She will lose her seat. Maybe. It's not a full yes. It's not a full yes yet. She has to decide what she's going to do with all this power she knows she has. But the sun is here. You know, she might expose some people, you know. Or she may, I see her thinking of the possibilities. Do I go full mass petty and begin to vote against my people? Do I do that? Because now I'm really pissed. Y'all saw all the things she has done, right? Y'all know who she is. Following that young man, asking about school shooting that he was a part of. Following AOC, putting up signs. Ugh. She's petty. Now, that's where the difference is with her, because she is not afraid to speak out loud. She's not afraid in that way. She has a lot of power. She's obnoxious and annoying, but she has a lot of power. And she knows how to use it with the emperor there. She's a problem for them. She's a problem. And some of them, will they turn on her fully? I mean, a lot of them didn't like her, but I also kind of see like some of them may join her. Like I see her recruiting her colleagues to do something. Those are the things she's, let's see. This is what my guys are saying. Like she's looking at the possibilities. Like nothing is set in stone, but she has all that power that I just showed you. The magician, the emperor. What was the other one? See how quick I forgot? The magician, the emperor, the king of wands, the sun. Okay, she has all that power. Six of wands, knight of cups. She knows how to get out of a sticky situation. She knows how to battle. And when I say like she's been in these situations, it's triggering what she's thinking. She's planning. Two of wands. Planning and plotting. Okay. Child. Look, these cards just falling out. Queen of Wands. I'm telling y'all, y'all can't, you can't stop her. The Republicans will have a problem on their hands because either she will demand people to defend her. Like she's that kind of obnoxious to men because she's relentless in her pursuit to be right. She's relentless in her pursuit when she wants something. Nobody could tell her anything. This is her energy. So she's thinking of many things she could do. The Emperor's on the bottom again. The same cards, Knight of Cups, the Tower is there, Page of Swords, Tower's in the background, the Sun again. She's thinking of exposure, freedom, Knight of Swords, strategic planning, lots of thinking. All this fire, the Sun, and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is also impulsive. Ten of Wands. This is burdensome to her. The Hangman, like I said, she's thinking. Right now, she's at a pause. The moon, the uncertainty. Ace of Swords is a card of communication. The Lovers, choice, like I said. She has a choice. She has a choice to make of, okay, well, what will I do next? This is why she's in the hangman position. She's saying, I'm not going to lie the hell down. This is the real story. Y'all, this is the real issue. And the Wheel of Fortune, the wheel could turn either way for her. Six of Swords, listen. Knight of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. Okay, she is suspended right now because she's trying to decide what she wants to do, because she has options. She has power behind her. And this is not this sudden, low-key apology tour that she's trying to do, this rebrand that she's been doing, is not something that is new. This has been happening for a while now. Because she saw the writing on the wall a long time ago, and she saw the reminder of the same situation she finds herself in, glazing these men and being stabbed in the back because of the way she looks. Because she's not someone that, anyway, child, let me not get into that. But she's in the hangman position trying to figure out. But she has a lot of power and she's going to do something. She has choices with the Lovers here. 2 choices. She has 2 choices. And both of those choices are in the Queen of Wands energy. She's saying, do I do this first or this first? Ace of Swords is here. Sword of Truth. Ace of Pentacles is here. They have a problem. MAGA has a problem, and it's Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's not a fool, is the thing. That's what I'm saying. She glazed them up. She glazed them. But she saved herself first. Are you going to play me? No. Mm-mm. She gonna go in her bag and be as petty as all get. Yes, she will. Yes, she will. She may very well turn on them and vote against them. Well, I'm not saying that will happen, but those are the things she is exploring, to be that petty. Oh, you're gonna turn on me? Okay, Ma, you're not gonna give me any support? Great. You didn't see sadness in her energy in terms of what she's thinking. You didn't see someone that's rolling, crying on the floor. You see someone that's plotting. Anyway, let's move on. Who do I want to... Where am I with time? So I don't want to be talking too much. Because I talk too much. Okay. We got some time. We got some time. Let's talk about Kamala. I haven't spoken about her in a very long time. I think her book tour is finished. I think. She's been rather quiet. I think she posted something on Instagram the other day. Let me look at my phone. But I want to begin to explore what's coming for her this upcoming year. Okay. All right, let's see here. No, that's not Kamala Harris. I remember they tried to make us follow JD Vance. Like, what the heck was that all about? Hold on. KAM. Here we go. Okay. Oh, this is an old. But anyway, let's see. What's coming to her for this new year, Kamala Harris? I am being told to channel her. Okay. Okay, so let's see here. Haven't done this in a while. Okay, so Kamala Harris. Let's channel her energy and see what messages. They said just talk to her. Okay, I will do so. Okay. Kamala Harris. I hear her saying my name. Hi, Kimberly. She's smiling, but it's very faint. Her voice sounds faint. And she's saying, I'm here. Okay, so she said I can ask my first question. So my first question is, do you plan on being involved politically for the year 2026? Somebody sneezing. She's smiling and she's saying yes with a smile in her voice. Okay, how? She's saying, as you know, we have the midterms coming up. She's smiling a lot. So she's saying there's midterms coming up, and she has a lot of work to do with that. In terms of rallying the base, you know, she keeps saying there's a lot of work there. Will you, it's only going to be 2026 next year. And I do feel in the energy that she's not quite decided yet. Will you run for president again? She said yes. She said yes. But I'm going to ask, will she run for president again? Yes. The answer is yes. It's not really a secret. How do you feel about putting yourself in that position again? Is my real question. She's saying I'm still unsure. That's what it feels like. She said a lot will have to change for me to put myself on the line like that again. It's not out of the realm of possibility. She said, but right now I'm focused on midterms. She said there's a lot of ground to cover, and that's where my focus is. If the party were to ask you to run again, would you run again? She said, right now, absolutely not. What about 2028? She's saying there are a few things I need to see. And that's interesting because I remember saying it's going to happen. That's going to happen. But she's on a journey. It's almost like she has to fall in love with us again. And she wants to see things different, change before she, right now, where she is energetically. Can you guys show me in the cards? Can you show me that? So we could see a visual. It said it's so, Edgar's saying there's so much in between that. Show me her journey. I might have to switch decks, but we'll see. You shall see. 7 of Cups on the bottom. See that? Contemplation, discernment, confusion even. Wanting to make the right choice. Knight of Wands. Temperance. See? Finding balance and healing. This really threw her off balance. there's so much that happened just outside of what she revealed in her book, which I haven't yet gotten through, honestly, because every time I try, I get there's so much that's happened that she knows. She's trying to heal from that. The Tower. See? That's what I'm saying. Her idea, her perspective of this political, has shifted completely. She believed she was going to win. She knew it would be difficult, but everyone knew. And he cheated. And I don't care what anyone says. People seem to develop some sort of amnesia about, what every political scientist has said, and the person who predicted, he wasn't wrong. And he wasn't wrong about, they always say, oh, he was wrong about Clinton, but Clinton lost too. Not Clinton, Bush Jr. He lost. He wasn't supposed to be president. So, but Bush didn't cheat, but I'm just saying, she knows he cheated. Knight of Cups. There will have to be a lot of change for her to move forward with that. The Emperor. Five of Pentacles. Where, it's where she is energetically. Two of Wands. Foresight, trying to figure things out. Queen of Cups. In the flow. She's in the flow. Eight of Swords comes up often when I talk about the situation with her. Can't say what you want to say regarding that. Page of Wands, the World. Six of Wands and Nine of Cups. She's not, she's healing. But her focus is not on she still believes that it's hers. But there's a lot in between. Edgar saying she too is on her own spiritual journey, and remembering why she is doing this. Why she is a what is it? Why she's in service to others. A true public servant. She's in the process of trying to remember that. She will get there by 2028. There's a lot in between there and now. Next year she will be in the spotlight a lot. Edgar saying to me, there are things you can't know. That's why I don't this stuff in between, I don't really know explicitly what that is. But it's mess. It's change. It's a lot of change. And some of it's shocking. It's like she has to be, she's gonna be getting a lot of attention, but at the same time she has to be on the side for these things to come. Man, for these things to fall into that sort of place, she's not going away, but right now she's in her own journey. Okay, I'm going to continue with her. There's a few more things I want to explore, so she'll be added. I'm going to just keep talking about her because I feel like what I'm being told is like she all of this is, she's being prepared. No, she's not being prepared. This system is being prepared for her eventually. Okay, but right now she is not in that space. She has to get there. The world is here, but she's in Temperance. The Tower is next to Temperance. Like, there's a lot of healing and remembrance that needs to be done, and I'm sure we've all experienced that, this disillusionment. I know I have. Not just with our systems, but in life in general. Sometimes you experience things that make you really question, is it worth it? I know it's worth it to her. I know deep down in her core she knows what's important, but in terms of putting herself in that position again, there needs to be, I'm gonna channel her again and ask. I didn't go super deep because I'm a little tired, but I'm gonna channel her again and ask what are some things that she would like to see changed, for her to do that again. And she did it in such a way that she would have more time to prepare. She that's what I think. Time is one of those things that will have to, but people will definitely rally behind her, but she's in her space of getting her mojo back, and remembering why she became a public servant, and her power, and what her mom, so all those things energetically play a role for her. Okay, so that was the first part. Channel messages, exploring the new year. That's what I'm going to call this series. I'm going to do another one this upcoming week. I like this. Let me know if you like it. Let me know what you would like me to explore. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is a problem. I'm going to share a message real quick. Before, I'm just recapping. She's a problem for MAGA Republicans. She's a problem. She's a wild card and unpredictable. And she has choices to make. She's in the hangman position. She is observing and thinking. The Lovers is there. She has all this power. She's not one to just lie down. She may lose her seat. That's a big possibility. But that doesn't mean that she has some time. She has a year to do some damage. And so she gonna go into that petty bag, pull out some things. I could tell you that. But that's not my problem. That's their problem. All we have to do is watch. So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting nonetheless. whew, you don't just push someone that is vengeful and petty and who has gone through this sort of, all the past stuff is being triggered. Ooh, child. Anyway, like the video if you like it. Please comment down below. Let me know what you think. And I will continue this channel messages exploring the new year this week. And I will see you guys again soon. Like the video, watch the video, do what you gotta do. Oh yeah, the message. Okay, the message. Okay, so Anchor said to me, tell them your hope doesn't need to be lost in a world of grief. Your hope is what keeps you moving and thriving in a world that seems lost. Okay, so that is the message that you guys could take with you. Again, please like the video, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye bye.